Jambo! It was 2016, Tim, and we met in London as we were then going to carry on journeying down to Nairobi, Kenya. This tall, distinguished, gentle man, and the emphasis being on the gentleman. And something happens on international trips where hearts just get merged. And although we'd shared lunch before, for those 8 days in Haruma, it was just an immense joy to be with you. And something happened in our hearts that we count each other now as dear, dear friends. And I know on any international trip, and particularly in the slums, it's the film guy that works the hardest. You're trying to capture that story, you're walking the slum, you're filming all the time. And then when we get back to the hotel, you've got more work to do as you have to dock it and save and get ready for tomorrow. And then still got to edit and tell the story. And there was never a complaint. And as usual, there was only your immense excellence at doing all you do with the filming and the wisdom of a wise storyteller to tell the horrors of the story of living in slums. So Tim, thank you. Thank you for being my friend. Thank you for being a friend to when I grow up. Thank you for being a very good friend to the people of Faraha. And I know it continues, that you will continue to tell their story. So thank you. Asante sana, as we say.
Hey, Pastor Tim, it's Pastor Danny here from Oswego, New York. Just want to offer my heartfelt congratulations and blessings to you in this next season of life. I'm so thankful for the impact that you had on my life in just a short amount of time of being at the Bridge Church. It was always a blessing to see you use your creativity and outside of the box thinking for the sake of expanding the kingdom of God. But even more than that, your love and your care for people is the thing that really was the hallmark of your ministry. And I was directly impacted by that because of the way that you loved me and you cared for me as a fellow staff member. One of the great stories that I have about life and ministry with you is you introducing me to a new love for a particular food. That's right. I always remember the times that you used to take me out for sushi when I had never had sushi before, and you took me under your wing and you taught me how to be a sushi veteran. And so I really appreciate that. But blessings to you and blessings to Doris in this next season of life. Know how much I and my family appreciate you and love you, and I'm excited for what God has for you in the next step of the journey, brother. God bless.
Hi, Tim. It's me. You probably don't remember me, but I'm Chelsea Sladek, and I have worked with you for a very long time. I'm just kidding. Hopefully you remember me. We worked together for 13 plus years. Anyway, I just wanted to wish you the very best in your next chapter and tell you what a huge impact you had on my life. From tiny things like tips and tricks on software programs from Word, Adobe, Acrobat, Photoshop, Paint, all kinds of things like that, PowerPoint. Of course, culinary delights. You love to share those with people, and especially me, and I appreciate that because now I know all about Indian food and Thai food and of course sushi. But also other things, important things, like why it's important to pour into people and to give your time to those people who are hungry for it. So I just want to thank you for that. But I want to share a memory with you. I don't know if you remember this, but I almost quit because of you, because of what a control freak that you are. I don't know if you remember that, but it was about 2 weeks into my employment with the Bridge. And I worked there for almost a decade, but because of you, I almost quit because, once again, you're such a crazy control freak. And I went to Pastor Bill and I said, I just can't do it. I can't take it. This guy's insane. And Pastor Bill said, talk to him, tell him, sit down with him. Tim's a pretty wise guy, and he'll listen to you. And I'm glad that I listened to Bill because you're a really wise guy, and you're patient and you're understanding, and you were open to my conversation that day. And it was because of that conversation that we had just the best working relationship two people could ever have. And you're still a control freak, but I love you. And I'm just so glad that we did have that conversation, because I wouldn't have learned everything that I learned from you. And I wouldn't have got to meet Mr. Bill. So once again, Tim, I love you, and I wish you the very best in everything that is to come for you. And I know there's going to be a lot of great stuff.
Tim, I don't really know what to say, because you see, I had a plan. I was going to write a song, but then I realized I didn't have enough time to write a song. So thank you. Thank you for being you. You have been a friend, you have been a mentor, and I would say that I'm going to miss you, but I'm not. Number one, because I know where you live. Number two, I've got your phone number. And so just because you're stepping away from full-time ministry here at the church doesn't mean you're stepping away from life. And like I said before, I can't thank you for all your help, for all of your encouragement, and being there for me from day one when we landed here back in 2015, all the way up until last week when I sent you that email asking for help. Thank you for everything. I'll see you soon.
Hey Tim, it's David. You have been such a great mentor in my life. Once upon a time, I was a punk kid that didn't know anything about ministry, didn't know anything about slides, and you took me under your wing. You allowed me to learn, to make mistakes, to grow in ways that not very many people would for a 19-year-old kid. So thank you for that. All the way from learning behind the scenes stuffs with you, the soundboard, all the various ministries that you helped me learn, are valuable skills that I've learned, that I've taken with me to several positions, taken with me in several places where I've been. But deeper than that, deeper than the technical side, you've taught me valuable life goals, valuable life lessons that has helped me with my marriage, that has helped me with my job, has helped me with my relationship with my family. You have been a pastor to me before I even knew what a pastor was. I remember when I got my first job as a pastor at the church where I was pastoring at. I always called you Pastor Tim. I was like, oh, hey, Pastor Tim. And you'd always say, you don't need to call me pastor. And I would say to you, well, actually I do, because you're a pastor to me. And you would say, but you're a pastor too. And I said, it doesn't matter. You're my pastor, and you've been my pastor. So thank you for the years of pouring into me. Thank you for spending all that time with me as a punk kid, as the man who was there marrying my wife and I, as the man who has been there even during my darkest times in my life. Thank you for being a mentor, a friend, and so much more. I wish you well, and it's not goodbye, but it is definitely a new season of life. Thank you.
Hey Tim, congratulations on your retirement. And more importantly, thank you. Thank you for hiring me many moons ago at Channel 8. And you became much more than a boss, but a friend, and even better than that, a mentor. And if it wasn't for you in my life, I wouldn't be who I am today or where I am today. So once again, thank you so much and congratulations.
Well, hey Tim, Phil Burdoin here. I'm sure this will turn out to be longer than I intended, but what I really wanted to tell you was only 2 words long. Thank you. Thank you for your mentorship. You've always been so supportive and encouraging and patient with me, never giving up on making me a better pastor and a better person. And thank you for your example. You're a man of integrity, leading by example. You know, the world needs more men like you, and you've made a difference in the way you've exemplified what a Christian man's life should look like. And thank you for your friendship. From serving side by side with you at all the Easter egg dashes and all the harvest festivals, to listening to all your disco dancing escapades of long ago. We've had some wonderful laughs together, and I look forward to having more of those in the future with you. You know, one quick story before I go. I don't know if you remember this, but years ago, we were hosting a harvest festival at the church, and I brought my kids. There was a raffle, and the grand prize was a Nintendo Wii. My son was absolutely convinced that we were going to win it. I left him there with some other parents to bring him home, and as I was leaving, he said, "What about the Wii?" And I said, "Here, son, you can hold my ticket." Well, it came time to announce the winner, and it was you, Tim, who read off the number, and sure enough, it was the one that I had given my son to hold. And he came running up to you to claim the prize, and you asked him where I was. You knew it was my ticket. And he told you that I had to leave, but he would claim the prize. And you said, "Well, the rules are that the ticket holder must be present to win." And then you looked him in the eyes and said, "But that's okay. Here you go." My son was so excited he borrowed somebody's cell phone and called me a couple minutes later and said, "We won the Wii." And I said, "Great, how did that happen?" And he replied, "Because Mr. Tim is the nicest guy in the whole world." And I said, "Yes, son, he is. Yes, he is." Thanks for everything, Tim.
Timmy and Sammy, you and I have been friends for, 3 decades? And I just want to tell you how much your friendship has meant to me. I remember, when I first started bringing the twins to church, we'd come through, twins would come busting through that door there, and they go, "Timmy, Timmy, Timmy, where's Timmy?" And they'd see you, and they'd run up and give you a big hug. And, and you were so nice to them. Mandy always wanted to help out, so sometimes Mandy helped with the offering. And you were just so nice to those girls. And you're nice to everybody. My whole family loves you. And, another thing, a lot of people don't know that you were a disco dance instructor. And our good friend Kirk Stock had a party. And you were teaching everybody how to disco dance. You had the makeup, and you really had some great moves. I mean, I wish I could dance like that. And my favorite story is when we had to talk to the general manager at Channel 8, and we had to go through our budget. I was a creative service guy, you were the news production guy, but we shared the same budget. So we go into the general manager, we sit down, and he goes, "Okay, Tim, on your side of the budget, we're off like 50, 60 bucks. What's going on here?" And you go through your notes. "Oh, it's a shipping charge." And Chuck goes, "It is a shipping charge." And he goes, "Sam, your side of the budget is all messed up. We're off like $20,000. And I said, "Well, turn up." You just kind of chuckled and put your head down, and you've been giving me a hard time about that forever. But the one thing I really want to thank you about, Tim, not only your friendship, but when I had a big adult beverage problem, I called you, and you really helped me through that. We went to Gold Dust West and had breakfast, and you talked to me about it. We go for walks, and you talked to me about it. And I'm proud to say, because of you, after 4.5 years, I have not had one adult beverage. So Timmy, I love you, thank you.
Pastor Tim, on behalf of the Reno Sparks Gospel Mission, I want to thank you. You have been such a supporter of our ministry for almost 2 decades. You have facilitated classes, you help with our graduations and our baptisms. You even played Santa one year. But most of all, you have been a friend to our clients who have attended the Bridge Church. Now on behalf of me, God has placed a select few men in my life to help guide me on my Christian walk. And perhaps none of them have had the influence that you have had on my life over the past 14 years. From the day I started going to the Bridge, you have always been my friend. You never judged me by my past, and you always encouraged me to be more than I thought I could be. You always believed in me, and that means the world to me. You taught me so much in my 10 years of attending the church. My path from a babe in Christ to becoming the chaplain at the Gospel Mission to eventually pastor at Journey Church. None of that would have been possible without your teaching and your mentorship. You taught me so much about the behind-the-scene things that it takes to run a church. You showed me the sacrifice that being a follower of Christ and a Christian leader, what it takes. But most importantly, you have been my friend. You have been an ear to listen to my struggles. And I want you to know that my life and my ministry is so much better for it. So thank you. I wish you and Doris many blessings in this new chapter of your journey, and I love you both.
Oh, hey, Tim. It's hard to believe we've known each other for about 14 years. It's been crazy, all the stuff that we've been through together. Remember the times we sat struggling, trying to figure out, man, how are we going to build a budget that's going to work? And then all the times we sat around talking about what could we do to reach the community. Remember the first time we went over to Idlewild for this community Easter egg hunt, and we figured if we'd have 400 or 500 people, that would be great. We ended up with over 1,200 people, ran out of eggs. Kids were frustrated. We left that day thinking, man, I'm not sure we'll ever do that again. And then we ended up doing another 8 or 10 of those. It's been great to do ministry with you. I'm excited to be able to continue to do ministry even after you retire. I know it's been a hard, rough 11 years for you, but I'm so grateful for your faithfulness, your love for Jesus, your commitment to the people here at the Bridge in this community. And God will continue to bless and use you in ways that you have no idea. Thank you so much for being a part of all of this. I am very grateful for you.
Hi, Tim. This is Kay. How are you? We miss you, and you are my amazing person. And I create this role for you, like called the Team Special. It's on the 33. Number 33. Yeah, number 33. And I'm always love to see you. When you here, we joke around, but this time I'm serious. You are my amazing person. And when you coming, no matter what happen, I will talk to you and joking around with you. So this time, hopefully, when you retire, you enjoy your life. And this role, just like it's my signature role in my special menu. All right, see you, Tim. Good luck to you.
Pastor Tim, I just want to say how much of a pleasure it has been working with you for the last 4 years. If it wasn't for you and the way that you've paved the way, we wouldn't be worshiping in the way that we currently do here at the Bridge. So I want to say thank you. You've been such a big part of our tech teams. One of the things that you've instilled in all of us comes from 2 Thessalonians 3:13, which is never tire of doing good. You have been a great example of that, and we will continue to live in that example. We love you, and thanks for everything.